I'm Joe, and they call me the virtual CEO because I run my company from my smartphone. During a business meeting at Douglas Elliman, a client of mine asked me if I could create the perfect assistant like Emily from The Devil Wears Prada. Entrepreneurship is hard. We're wasting our time on mechanical tasks. We don't have a quality of life. So what we did is we created Virtual Emily as an experience where we combine humans, tech, and automatization of workflows to free our C-level talent of all mechanical tasks. Admin Emily can do your QuickBooks, paperwork, invoices. Marketing Emily can do community management, web design, videos. Data Emily can create leads for you, and Sales Emily can book meetings for you. You can set up virtual CEO teams. It's $750 for a half-time model, $1,500 for a full-time model. All talent is specifically recruited for your needs. We're targeting small companies under $250 million, entrepreneurs, and high-level executives. We're 4 times cheaper than the average competition. All of our talent is native and has undergrad students. We are creating enterprise Emilys for HubSpot, Salesforce, QuickBooks, Office 365. We consider ourselves to be disruptors because we combine humans and tech to create an AI-like experience where you can replace the talent at any given moment. In 2018, we've had 400% growth since last year at Unbound, and we're about to hit shy of $1 million. We're looking for smart money, partners, and definitely clients that can help us on our journey. So come by our booth for a free trial and let us know what you think. Thank you so much.
That was very quick, well done. Right, judges, who'd like to ask a question?
I can kick it off. How do you make your business defensible and different? What's sort of the secret sauce compared to many of the other sort of virtual assistant companies out there? What makes yours different?
I think the fact that we're nearshore and most of our Emilys are very close to the culture in the US is a difference maker. But Emily is a service, so it comes with an account manager, training teams, and recruiting. So basically, if you have to recruit or change the Emily at any given moment, it won't affect the client experience because we control as a team everything you need.
How do you project your business to be affected by, upcoming AI technologies like, say, a Siri, if they were, able to automate,
right,
tasks for users?
Yeah, so we're basically looking for investment to add an AI layer between the Emily and the client so we can standardize the experience even more. And we also want to add a big data backend so we can collect information from HubSpot, Salesforce, QuickBooks, which is going to give us a lot of information on our clients as well.
Hi. Within the companies that you sell to, what's the decision-making process? How many layers of decision makers typically do you encounter?
It's usually really fast. It's a 30-day sales cycle. Most of our buyers are business owners, which are, in a way, the only ones that care about saving the money. And we're growing super fast because our own sales process, where we create our own data and book meetings, is super successful. Good?
One more, yeah. If you had to say what the greatest value proposition for the busy exec would be, what might that be?
I think the human connection plays a very strong role because we really care about our clients and we really focus on recruiting somebody that we believe is going to be a good match. That, supported by my back-end team of Emilys in Colombia, definitely creates an unparalleled experience.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Etienne, owner and CEO of Waleteros. In the US, the banking system is not adapted to the needs of the low-income consumers. They have to maintain a minimum balance, pay overdraft fees, pay inactivity fees or hidden fees. They cannot cash checks in minutes. They cannot send money to unbanked people and cannot apply for payday loans. And the money transmitters are quite adapted, but they are expensive and time-consuming. We solve all those issues with Waleteros. There is no minimum balance, no overdraft fees, there is no hidden fees. You can deposit checks in minutes, you can send cash to Latin America and access small loans. How do you do that? You download the app, register in 3 minutes with your social or your ID and a selfie. You get right away a virtual card on your phone and a physical card 10 days later. You can load funds very easily with cash, cards, checks, direct deposit, or loans. You can also use it in any store with Google Pay, Android Pay, or PayPal, and withdraw cash from any ATM. You can send cash to Latin America up to $1,000 for less than $1. In the US, a third of the population is underbanked or underserved, and 20 million of them are Hispanics. We have quite a lot of competitors. We are as good as Chime, GoBank, and Varo for the Latinos, plus we are better than Xoom, Remitly, or WorldRemit. We make money thanks to each time you use our card, we get an interchange commission from Visa. We have a few fees on the prepaid card. We make money on the money transfer, and each time we give a loan to someone, we get a commission. Our users are mobile first, like all the Latinos are, hard worker, legal people, and they are between 25 and 45 years old. We have a clear go-to-market strategy. We know how to acquire users, to activate them, and to retain them. We have a great team. Most of them are Latinos, and we are live. You can download the app, register right now, and get the card right away. I don't know how many Latinos we have in the room, but we can do that. And we are now in a 1 million seed round to 2 million pre-money evaluation. We have already secured 600,000. And the good thing is that the main investor in this round is Catalina Card Services, and they are the owner of Univision MasterCard program. Sorry about that, just because I lost my screen here. And they know us for 2 years. They decided to invest in Waleteros because they truly believe that we are able to change the life of millions of people, offering them a better solution than a bank, than a checking account. It's easier, it's faster. They get all the solution they need. It's a one-stop shop solution for Latinos, and we plan to open Waleteros Mexico next year. And in the next month, we will be able to be the Venmo for between the US and Mexico too, sending money from Waleteros to any Visa card in Mexico. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Etienne. Round of applause. Judges.
What does Waleteros offer that makes it specifically appealing for the Latino audience?
It's a one-stop shop, so you get everything you need right away on your phone. It's instant issuing. You don't need to have a social if you don't have one. The customer service we have is very different to any other one because we have real people behind, and it's all about relationship. They have all the services they need. If they need to apply for a loan, we can give them a loan. If they need to cash a check in minutes, we can give them. So it has been designed exactly for them, for their needs. Not for like Chime, which is done for millennials, US millennials. We are done for Latinos in the US.
So you're moving funds around the world with that. So how is it regulatory? So you need a banking license, or you have an e-money license, or a partner?
We partner with institutions that have their own license. So behind the card, there is Metropolitan Commercial Bank. Behind the check cashing solution, there is First Century Bank. Behind the remittancy solution, Intercambio Express. What else? The lending solution, we partner with Inc.Scouted. So there is always a financial partner behind, of course, because we don't have our own licenses. The customer is ours, but the services are from others.
Okay.
Two quick questions. Do you compete with Venmo, or do you mirror what they're doing? And the second one is, you mentioned a number of different channels, but I didn't see, your marketing campaign, I didn't see any mention of like a channel partnership.
Yeah, so Venmo, no, we are not Venmo in the sense that we open an account. So if you don't have a bank account, or you don't want to keep working with your bank account, you can switch to Waleteros. So we don't compete with Venmo, and in fact, if you have a Waleteros card, you can send money with Venmo and your Waleteros card.
Hi, my name is Esteban Ochoa. I am CTO and co-founder of Eventtia. And we strongly believe in the transformational power events have on our society. That's the main reason we help event organizers all across the world to create more successful events. We do that by providing them with a very powerful, flexible, and easy-to-use event management platform. Thing is, events are really hard, and they're a big deal. Based on Forbes magazine, it's the 4th most stressful job on the planet. And one of the main reasons is that an event organizer usually needs to rely on about 7 different platforms that do not talk into each other, so they need to do that by hand. That adds a lot of stress, frustration, extra costs, and sleepless nights to their job. At Eventtia, we solved that problem by providing them with all of the tools they need into a beautiful and easy-to-use event management platform on the cloud. The market is huge, but today it is very fragmented. There are around 50 million events with more than 500 million attendees every single year. Just the event management software industry, which is where we are, it's valued at $5 million. Based on the locations that we are, which are mostly the US and Europe, we estimate that at $2 billion. The market has its competence, and what makes us apart from them is that we have a strong and a wide spectrum of features. We do have a very powerful B2B matchmaking functionality, and it has a very low cost of ownership in the market. We use a pay-per-use model. The events start at $500 with us, and that they can go up to $30,000 per year based on the amount of events that you do with us. Brands like Bioderma, Pierre Fabre, the commercial service here in the US, Select USA, ProColombia, Repsol, Louis Vuitton, Cartier, choose to rely on us for their events. Today, Eventtia is a bootstrap company. We are self-bootstrapped. And we have customers in around 32 countries today. And we are already cash flow positive. We've been doubling our sales since 2016. And this year, we should be closing with a little bit less than $1 million in sales. We're looking to raise $1 million to help us accelerate our sales in the next 12 months and take us to 5,000 events supported by us, 500 paid accounts, and $2 million in annual recurring revenue. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Esteban, and I would like to personally thank you for pointing out that events planning is the 4th most stressful job on the planet.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Over to you guys.
Hi. Looks like you started in 2016, and you had a lot of logos up there. What were you replacing for them, if any type of tech platform that they were using?
Okay. There are a couple of legacy platforms out there that are really difficult to use, and that's one of the main reasons event organizers are looking for something else. Also, since the industry, I'm not saying it's new, but it's not very, I will say, mature. A lot of event organizers uses still pen and paper and email and spreadsheets just to organize their events.
Of your current customers, how many have purchased more than one event with you?
Usually they purchase the first event to try us, because events, it's all about trust, all about relations. And after they see that we live by our value proposition, which is we help you get your event right, we help you get to make your event a success, they usually go for bigger packages. So the average we have is around 6, 7 events per year per customer, which bring us to average ticket per customer of around $2,000 per year.
Do you have a percentage, though, that move over to more than just one after the trial?
We do, and I don't have that number here, but I'll definitely get back to you with that.
My name is Santiago Perez. I'm the CEO of Inmotion Group, and I'm here to present Borana. This is our latest development, and it's the first industrially manufactured electric bicycle in Colombia. Looking about the problems we have with mobility, Borana is a high-performance, IoT-enabled, smart city-integrated vehicle. And at the same time, it serves as a platform for showcasing our vision. With it, we are transforming urban environments from within. We move around for work, to meet friends, to pick up people or kids. We move to travel or to go to the doctor. Mobility is at the end what you call is at the core of human experiences. So it is so relevant today that it consumes up to 30% of the energy produced worldwide. We are Inmotion Group, a mobility think lab. We are aimed to transform the transportation of citizens, cities, and companies with high-tech solutions. We founded the company 7 years ago 4 co-founders. We were scientists and researchers. We spent our first 4 years working in research and development, and our last 3 years we've been doing market trials and taking our products and ideas to market. We recently reached our first million in revenue. We've been granted 3 industrial designs, we have 2 patents pending, and we've been receiving at least our last 10 awards in entrepreneurial ecosystems. We have already closed a seed investor from a very strategic Canadian investor already. And these are the products we make. We have been doing scooters, cargo platforms, automated stations, bike sharing systems, and a lot of different solutions for the mobility market. And to cover the whole spectrum of mobility, we've been working on these new 4 business units. These units are, one is the bike corporate sharing systems. The other one is we are optimizing mobility for corporations too with data science and analytics. We are doing another unit which is a hardware and software incubator. And we lastly are working with a citywide deployment of a network of charging stations for bike, motorcycles, and cars. Our technology has been gathering information in the cities, so this is very important for us since we are understanding what's happening in the cities. So for example, these bikes here, they measure the air quality and the traffic around the bike. The green dots are good air quality, the red dots are bad air quality, so pollution. And the smaller the dots, the more difficult it is to flow with the traffic. We're looking for a 1.5 million investment for 20% of the company. The money will go to research and development and to a network of to deploy our next products to global markets.
Thank you, Santiago.
Thank you.
Okay, questions from the investors?
Very interesting what you guys have built, Santiago.
Thank you.
Can you tell us about sales traction to date?
Yeah, we have a couple of units working. The first is we have corporate bike sharing systems, which is consistent of like 50% of our sales. So basically what we do is we install corporate stations with bikes, and we charge corporations a monthly fee for the usage of the employees of the bikes. Basically a bike sharing but private. So we connect all the companies around. We also have our other 50% comes from B2C sales of bikes like this and consulting services with the data and the software we make.
Can you tell us about your intellectual property estate and patent protection?
Yeah, we've been working several years as researchers, so we have received training in a lot of IP. We have patents which are sponsored by our government and by our research institutes. We operate within a university, so we know very well the IP structure we need to follow. We have IP, proprietary IP registered in our company. We have software, industrial secrets, patents, and industrial designs already registered.
How do you handle the manufacturing? Do you do that yourself? Do you use contract manufacturers?
That's very interesting. We at some time, 4 years ago, decided we didn't want to install a factory by ourselves. So we went all over the world to learn how we should do it. We gathered a network of 40 suppliers and vendors from all over the world who are our main suppliers right now. And specifically in manufacturing, for example, one of these frames, as you see, these are manufactured in our own country, but we create them in a factory which is our partner now.
Hello and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor and a pleasure to have the opportunity to tell you a little bit about our company, Cloudtask. Here at Cloudtask, we grow businesses with outsourced sales and customer success teams. I just want to give you a quick snapshot about where we're at since inception. We're set to grow 100% in 2000 year on year, close the year with over 1.5 million in revenues. We've gone from 0 to 100 employees since inception, and we're now cash flow positive without any investment or debt. Most importantly, we have some amazing case studies from leading US software and SaaS companies.
Talk about some of the problems that we fix currently today at Cloudtask. A lot of businesses, especially in the SaaS world, are spending millions and millions of dollars attracting website visitors, but they're still using old forms. old forms to convert leads into marketing qualified leads. They're also spending a lot of money on closing those leads into customers, and they're facing a lot of high churn, and customer success has now become a priority. So to dive deep into the actual managed customer sales teams and customer success teams, how we fix those problems here at Cloudtask is we use sales development reps that use sales chat technology to speak to actual website visitors in real time, much like you would be greeted by a store clerk at a sneaker store. We then actually have account executives that are managed that close those MQLs into customers, and then we reduce churn by managing customer success teams. To take a little deeper look into the actual value proposition, if you actually look at the cost of hiring a business development rep, an account manager, a sales trainer, quality assurance analysis, and a content writer, you're talking close to $312,000. With Cloudtask, a business development rep costs $60,000, and it includes all the management. To talk a little bit about some of our success stories, we'll take a company called Ipswich, for example. They do about $500 million in sales, and they're a company out of Boston. They had about 40,000 unique visitors a month on their website, but nobody was greeting them there. With Cloudtask, we managed 6 sales development reps, and we were able to generate $3.5 million in marketing qualified leads and about $650,000 in deals closed within 7 months for a 5.5 ROI. It's probably closer to 7 today.
Great. So not only do we have proof of concept here, not only do we have a sticky product, but we're also in a market space, the growth of software as service and cloud services that's set to double 100% by 2021. So far you have half of the management team in attendance here, myself alone and Amir. We also have Michael Hansen, our VP of Marketing, and Ashley Golding, our Head of Digital Strategy, which hopefully you'll have the opportunity to speak with as they're in attendance. Lastly, I'd like to ask, who would like to be the next member of the Cloudtask family? We're looking to raise $1 million today.
Thank you very much. Amir, sorry to interrupt, but sounds good. I'm actually looking for a job. So, yeah.
You're hired. You're hired.
I need a green card though, right?
We'll sponsor you.
Okay, cool. Right, over to the judges.
Sure, I'll kick it off. So talk about sort of revenue per employee. You have 100 employees, 1.5 million of revenue. How do you see that growing? And are you worried about sort of too much of your business being a service rather than really a technology or software rather than outsourced people?
Great question. So the strategy that we've been working on in Q3 and Q4 has been entirely dedicated to quadrupling our current account size. So the economy of scale is our profit margins are gonna double once we do that. So the economy of scale per employee is also gonna be much more profitable.
So you're looking for 1 million as a convertible note that should be converted later on in shares of the company or equity?
Yeah.
And if so, how many? So right now you have any shareholders, or it's still the funder team?
It's just Amir and myself currently. We're debt free. We haven't raised any money yet. Either an equity deal now or a convertible note structure would be ideal.
Okay, thank you.
We had the opportunity to speak last evening. Could you shed some light on the fact this is an outsourced play in a significant way in terms of being offshoring?
That's what we're talking?
You're offshoring a good part of the service provision, correct?
Yeah. We both actually live in Medellin, and we're all on site with everybody.
And how many of your employees? How many of your employees are in Medellin?
95%.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi, how are you? My name is Joel, and I'm from Epica. So Epica is democratizing the access for retailers to own a prediction engine. So the same power that Netflix and Spotify has to know who will watch a movie or a song, it's what we're giving to, it's the prediction engine capability that we're giving to retailers. Why retailers? Because they have massive amount of data, and they are chosen in the AI era to be the first one to benefit and capitalize on these capabilities. So we have created a prediction engine capability that basically over the last 2 years we have enabled over 20 clients to see an average of 60% lift in the conversion when retailers use Epica. So what we do is that we consolidate data, we predict over that data, and we activate actions. So we are not an analytics company, but the next step in terms of predictive analytics. So actions will be like hyper-personalizing websites, email marketing, and programmatic media buying. So what do we predict? We predict sales, demand, content readability by using machine learning and natural language processing technologies. We have a huge market, which we estimate only in the US that 100,000 retailers will be willing to pay $100,000 in predictions per year with a technology like ours. And we compare differently with others as we are the only ones that do not require you to have a data scientist team in your team. And we are fully focused on integrating first, second, and third-party solutions to the retail ecosystem specifically. So we have a very deep and narrow focus. Our pricing model is based on monthly data sets processed, so as much data as the client wants to process for us to predict, the higher the pricing tier. We have a huge traction where the first year in 2017, we accomplished 1.3 million. This year, we're closing at 3.4, and we're ending next year, hopefully, with up to $10 million. So we are in 5 markets today, and we are ready to hit big in the US market. Today, only 10% of our clients are in USA, and we're planning that for by the end of next year, 1 out of every 2 customers will be in the US. So we are planning up to 2021 to have $37 million by 2021. Some are clients, some of our partners, and our team. Hernan, our CEO, a serial entrepreneur with successful exits in the past. Diego, our sales director, he comes and was one of the first employees of Google in Latin America.
Thank you, Joel. Over to you guys. Round of applause. Over to the judges.
So retail's a broad category. It looks like you have some strong customers to start. Can you shed some light on your sales and marketing strategy and what you're going to dive into and how that works?
Yeah, so we started by using a cost-efficient strategy to launch in other countries than in USA, hitting big names like Unilever and MasterCard and Coca-Cola and all of those names. And basically, our go-to-market strategy was to build up a senior sales development team to go out and approach those markets. But we have launched recently, 1 month ago, an SDR team, sales development representative team, where we're using to call all the merchants that we're hitting in different ecosystems like Shopify in order to achieve the sales that we're planning for next year. So finally, before you find any question,
any more questions?
We're raising $1 million to accomplish the traction that we want to hit for next year, and hopefully by the end of next year achieve the Series A round.
With 90% of your revenue outside the US, what are you going to do differently, or what must you do differently to penetrate this market?
So 2 strategies. 1, in the enterprise level, SaaS enterprise level, we are mimicking the traction. So we had amazing success with Coca-Cola, for example, in Mexico, and now we are in conversation with Atlanta. And in terms of this new product, that it's a lightweight version of our platform where it's involves no human touch, frictionless and seamless integration with all of these merchants. We're planning to launch all that new strategy now in the US market because it makes sense for this particular market.
What role within your client's organization, who's the user?
The user will be if they have data scientists.
Really sorry. I feel terribly rude, but time's up.
Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. I'm Maria Escobar from Lamar Media, and he's Dario Silva from Aria Visual. We are 2 venture partners in creating unique and diverse content for kids. We understood that the content that most of the kids consume all over the world is not created based on their environment, their culture, and their surrounding. So what we want to create is non-stereotype heroes, such as princesses or superheroes. We want kids to understand that heroes come in every shape and every size, and the magic is inside them.
We will establish a company that will produce 65 episodes of TV series under digital developments with very well-known co-producing channels and studios in the USA and Canada. We will distribute them through those channels and also platforms as YouTube Kids and Netflix. Maria and me, we have been directing, creating, and producing content for 20 years. We have produced over 600 hours of entertainment content in live action, animation, and live shows. And we have sold over $3 million in Colombia, which is very a small market.
We have created by our own 4 series, and some of them have been aired in channels as Discover Kids and platforms as Netflix Latin America. We think we are ready to co-produce with bigger companies in the US and Canada to reach more kids to understand that the magic is inside them.
We are looking for $2.7 million. That money will be used to establish the company, and it represents the 50% of the overall budget for co-produce with other partners. The other 50% come from those other partners in the USA and Canada, and we have started negotiating with them already. We are offering an MPV of 1.6 million in 5 years and a 27% IRR in the same 5 years. All the income comes from licensing and merchandising agreements, as well as sales in digital platforms. We are offering 3 options for exits. In the small term, we have equity in the company. For the medium term, we will have stocks in the company, and the long term would be stocks in the intellectual property. We are inviting you to team with us to start building the concept of self-confidence in kids from the very first years and grow less judgmental individuals through entertainment. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Maria and Daniel. Right, over to the investors.
Any question?
Here we go.
So, are there any products out yet, or no? The company's just being established. Have you guys launched any videos yet?
Yes, we have our own companies, and we have been working with our companies in Colombia. And now what we want to do is establish a company in Canada or the US and start working with our properties outside our countries. What happened in Colombia is that the market is so small that we didn't get any more the budgets we need to make the properties as they are right now.
And we want to make the properties bilingual, so that's what we have to do to partners in Latin America and US and Canada.
Excuse me?
We have 4 shows. In one of them, we have 39 episodes, 3 seasons. We have this one that is named Ana Pirata, and we just have 5 episodes, but it was broadcasted in 88 countries in Latin America by Discover Kids.
How many people on your creative team? Is it just the 2 of you, or who are creating the episodes?
Yeah, we are the creative team. We create all the stories and we start the stories, but we have a team in illustration and graphics and design to make the Bibles. And after that, we keep developing with the companies that are interested in our properties.
But sometimes we partner with other studios, like for them to produce the animation or the audio, but the creative side always comes from us.
Hi, everybody. So I'm Luis Rico. I'm a marketing director at Invest LatAm. It's a platform that brings together lenders, in this case people, and on the other side we have borrowers. In this case, we are working with the companies. Why Latin America? Basically, it represents only 0.1% of the fintech market around the world. It's the third largest market in the world after India and China. So it's a huge population that we would like to cover. From the GDP perspective, we have 5 times more than India per capita, and we have the same GDP as per capita as China. And basically, we have high interest rates in the Latin American countries. I just want to ask you a question. what do you think is the average for Latin American countries in the interest rate? What do you estimate? Just to give you an idea, we have, for example, for Colombia, we have 36% interest rate for the companies that wants to get a loan, small companies and medium companies. We have around 40% in Paraguay. We have 80% in Argentina, around 32% in Brazil. So the interest rates are very high, and that's why in the McKinsey report in 2018, they said that after 3 years, 62% of the companies break down because they didn't get access to the loans. They were very expensive, and that's one of the solutions we are providing with this platform. Basically, what we do is we connect people that wants to invest or want to lend money to companies, and they can get more interest rate as a savers, as an investors, and the companies are going to get better rates. In average, we are estimating in our platform, the companies are going to have 13%, between 13 and 18% compared to the 30% that they are getting now. And on the other side, the investors or the lenders, that they can get only 2 or 3% in the bank, they are going to have around 13% as well. Why invest LatAm? Because we have a unique model. We create a model that we don't need to be regulated. And the reason we don't have to be regulated is that we basically connect the people and we don't receive any money from any one of them. We are a broker. So in this side, we have the companies, and the other side, we have the investors or we lenders, and basically we create a system that brings them together and they negotiate themselves. So it allows us to get a rapid expansion within the Latin American countries. It gives us lower investment required. So to get regulated in Colombia, for example, we need to invest $2 million and 1 year after that. And basically, we are 3 partners. Vanessa.
Thank you very much, Luis. That's brilliant. Thanks.
Okay, sorry.
Round of applause, and then over to you, the investors.
So you explained that the business model is your brokerage between the two entities.
Yes.
Does that mean there's no screening for either side? Anyone can join and sign up on the platform?
Yeah, definitely anyone can join, and we have a very strict process to verify the identity of the people that is investing, plus the companies. And we offer also guarantees from the companies to the investors. Please go ahead.
Do you have functionality for American investors to translate their earnings into American dollars from, say, Colombian pesos? Is there a way to either hedge risk or to do translation?
Yeah, at the moment, very good question. At the moment, we are located in Bogota, in Colombia. And one of the expansions we want to do is buy cryptocurrencies that we can do that from different parts of the world. And that's what we are aiming for. Thank you for the question.
So you said you don't need a regulation because you are not receiving any money, right, from the parties. How you generate your revenues? How you make
That's a
money?
very good question. Basically, we don't get we don't receive any money, but we get a commission in the end of the transaction. So when the lender is giving the money to the borrower, we get 3.5% of the commission. But it's not, what I want to say, we don't receive money is that the money doesn't come through our accounts, and then we provide it. We put together in the end of the transaction.
Okay.
And what's your current traction? What's live and what's your current revenue?
We are in a very early stage. Basically, we start this month, and we have 300 people willing to get loans, about 5 companies, and we really started the marketing this month. We have been working in this platform for 2 years. My partners are very, one of them has been working for Barclays for 10 years, doing all of these things. And Vanessa, who is the CEO, she has been working for Lloyds.
Thank you, Luis.
Thank you.
Great idea. My name is Gio, CEO of Streann Media. We build the most disruptive OTT end-to-end solution in the market. Some of our customers like Radio Disney, Cariflix, ESPN, EXA, and TCS use our technology to do 3 major things: distribute their content, engage with end users, and monetize. And how do they do that? They use our technology like InsideCast. With InsideCast, you can take a live stream and send it to Facebook, YouTube, web, Twitch, iOS, Android, all at the same time. You can also build your own app, iOS, Android, Roku, Apple TV app, all live inside of our platform. Other things that you can do. How many of you love to chat and watch content at the same time with different friends? Well, we built that technology for our content providers that are loving it, are using it, and they're increasing 100% engagement on their content platform. We also give them other tools like Inside News, integrated with Google News or WordPress. And we're giving them tools to monetize, so they can actually make 10 times more their digital ads revenue using our patent-pending technology, Inside Ad. People love to take selfies, so they use selfie ads. Take a selfies and get paid. How cool is that? So we're giving our content providers different tools for them to really engage and monetize with their audience, and then they get to see all the analytics using the inside analytics with machine learning. All of this, thinking ahead, thinking of the future with inside AR, VR, new technology for them to really make a big splash in the market. We are Streann Media, and our record traction is absolutely impressive. Record annual revenue growth, record subscribers, a record number of customers, patent-pending technology, stream the FIFA World Cup. Any soccer friends here? Yeah, good. And massive market opportunity, over 175 billion market opportunity, but you cannot do it without an amazing team. And Antonio's in the back, our CTO, that has built some fantastic products for the last 10 years. So we continue to grow. We are raising 2 million, 1.5 million is already been committed, and we're looking for an extra 500K for this round. Streann Media, empowering new content experiences. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gio. So, questions from the investors?
Sure, you mentioned the patents. Can you talk a little bit more about what your secret sauce is and what parts of your technology are sort of really the defensibility?
Sure. So the secret sauce is definitely our patent pending technology. We store, time, display, and mutate advertisement within a player. That's been so powerful that when we've gone head against the competition, people have chosen us simply because they know they can monetize even more.
What's the ad effectiveness of doing the dual ad next to the video versus just having the ad beforehand?
Yeah, it's a great question. So 100% real impressions guaranteed. So when our customers go back to the brands and they say, how many people have actually seen the ad? 100%, that's pretty cool. And then the other comparison with Facebook and Instagram ads, it's a 90% click-through rate compared to Facebook and Instagram ads, which is pretty impressive.
Could you put your paying customers into, like, group them into categories? Which percent might be individual artists, which might be commercial content creators?
Beautiful. So the majority of our customers are radio stations and TV stations. And they're small to mid-size, or sometimes the top 5 radio stations, TV stations in their own countries. We're very, very strong in South America. 80% of our revenue comes from South America, and 20% from the rest of the world.
Also, your gross margins, what would you say they are on average?
85%.
85?
85%. Beautiful thing.
How are you guys optimizing for such a high click-through rate?
How we, what?
The 90% click-through rate, how do you optimize for that?
How do we optimize it? We build a very, very strong backend that I can actually see and analyze per user data.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Unbound, Edward, Albert, Jose, and everyone that brought this event together. 2 Degrees, the best way to meet people and redeem deals. 10 years ago, my claim to fame, I created the #1 most downloaded app in 2009, and now I'm here to do it again with 2 Degrees. Recently hired a CFO, an executive from IBM. This week, he starts at my company, which is a big milestone for us. Here's how 2 Degrees works. We create relationships for people through mutual friends. This is Clay. Clay has 1 Degree relationships with people through his phone contacts and social networks. All right, that didn't work. There's a video here. So Clay and Meg are connected. They're 1 degree friends. Meg and Alice are also 1 degree friends. Clay and Alice can connect on 2 degrees and become 2 degree friends. We connect people that may or may not be able to make these connections without 2 degrees. It sounds a little bit like other social networks, LinkedIn, Facebook, but they cannot do what we do. We use geolocation and phone contacts to connect people through their mutual connections. So here's how we make money. This is our marketplace. It creates socially driven behaviors. Businesses use this 2 degree platform as a completely new way to advertise. It's a new paradigm for marketers to connect with their users' friends, with their patients' friends, with their clients' friends, customers' friends. We allow businesses to connect through their current users or customers directly to their friends, which creates socially driven behaviors, driving new people to their business. It's a SaaS model. Here's how we charge our companies, our customers. This is an example of what our kiosks look like in stores. We've had tremendous growth in Florida. We're at about 325,000 users, and we're bringing new customers to businesses. We turn our users into customers. The last year's been huge for us. We've raised $1.25 million to date, and I graduated from the wonderful FAU Tech Runway Incubator up in Boca Raton, Florida. They helped me grow my company over the year that I was there, and they continue to do so. I got my patent issued on using phone contacts to network between people's phones based on geolocation. And I recently won the Red Herring Top 100 Startups globally. That was last week in California, a big achievement for us. We're currently we were raising $2 million. We've exceeded it. We've moved it up to $3 million. It's a convertible note with a 5% interest and 20% discount. And these 3 little bubbles explain how we're going to spend the money. Grow and scale across the country.
Thank you very much, Stephen. Thank you very much. Round of applause for Stephen Fleischer. And over to you, judges.
Going back to the business model slide, who are you charging? The restaurants? It's a monthly fee?
Yeah, we have 3 plans. $39 a month. They can run 1 deal, similar to how a Groupon deal works. They can spend $99 a month. It's a subscription, and they can run up to 4 deals a month, different kinds of deal. It could be for an hour. It could be for a week. And then the $399 plan, we help them market their advertisement or deal to bring new customers. Thank you. Any other questions?
So talk a little bit about your current traction and where's your revenue and what metrics do you follow for the business?
So we have 5 metrics that we track for the businesses, similar to how a Facebook ad tells you how many people have consumed the ad, clicked on the ad, or converted. So the metrics that we offer to the businesses are how many of the 2 degrees users have seen the deal, clicked on the deal, how many of their friends have received the deal, clicked on the deal, and redeemed the deal. So we also track point of sale, so we can let our customers, the restaurants, or whoever else know how many of our users were interested in shopping there, as well as walked in and made a purchase.
You've already disclosed that I know the answer to this, but have you explored creating a new category or crossing categories?
We have defined a new category that doesn't exist already. It sounds like it does, but it doesn't. It's called social deals. There's daily deals, there's local deals, but Groupon lacks the social dimension, and that's why we came up with social deals. It's familiar, and it makes a lot of sense for us.
So what was the #1 most downloaded app in 2009?
Pocket Devil. Who's heard of it? We had over 10 million downloads. It was a paid app. Not all of them were paid. We also had a free version.
Hello, I am the founder of Scouted, and we make it easier to discover young athletes. The reason I say we make it easier is because it's already pretty easy nowadays. If I'm an athlete, I can post and share all my clips on social media. If I'm a scout, I can send a generic letter to hundreds of athletes. I usually get a couple of responses back every year. Or I can just call some of the athletes. I just have to make sure I do it in June of the year they turn 17. And I think it works the same for international athletes. I'll have to check later. If I'm either a scout or an athlete, I can join an elite network of players and recruiters with special connections that will definitely plug me in. With all these channels, it's a great time to get discovered. In the last 10 years, the student-athlete population has grown 19%. Over 3,000 new programs have been added, and girls now make up 44% of the entire student-athlete population. It's also a great time for scouts. With international participation, there's a bigger pool than ever. 29% of NBA players are born outside of the United States, compared to 7.6 in 1998. Cristiano Ronaldo is the most popular athlete on social media. Maybe that has something to do with all the new female athletes. But if the opportunity is so ripe, then why do 92% of athletes go unrecruited and $100 million go unawarded every single year? We found out why. The information in social media is impersonal. Scouts are looking for character, discipline, grades, and size, in that order. Pay-to-play programs are very expensive, costing up to $800 a season and $5,000 a year for international athletes, meaning that it requires means, commitment, and risk from the parents. For both parties, the process is very time-consuming. Editing videos is annoying, and scouts receive hundreds of 5-minute YouTube links every year that go unviewed. That's where we come in. We centered the information on a free platform in a queryable database, and we considered the growing market. Think LinkedIn meets Instagram meets any young boy or girl with a dream of playing on the big stage. Scouted has a native video editor that limits all vids to just the highlight. Clips are ranked on their media performance, and you can even see who is loading nearby. Not to mention, we have partnered with performance gyms in order to build our IP feature. Our journey started in 2017. We launched our alpha in April of this year and our beta just last month. The entire platform has cost about $34,000, $22,000 in technology, $90,000 in operations, and $2,000 in marketing, including the hats for this event, plus $45 in testing some digital ads. That has yielded 702 total users and 31 daily active users. We built this app to contain less than 100 text words, and in January it will be translated into Spanish and French, and next year we'll be the first in the world to release technology that captures a 40-yard dash using only the phone's camera. We're willing to bet on it. As an investor, I know you may still be shocked by how fast and cheap this app was built. I could speak for days on all 6 members of the team, but for now, I am at the center. Behind me is my mentor who comes with over 100 rad products under his belt.
Very sorry to stop you there.
Yeah.
Time's up, but round of applause for Antonio, and now some questions.
Sure.
Sorry.
Can you click through, Christian? Click through.
Questions?
Thank you.
Any questions? No? No questions? No? Oh. I think you covered it all. That must be it.
That was my goal.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
love the hat.
how much are you raising and on what terms?
Pardon?
How much money are you raising and on what terms?
So we're looking for a 1-hour meeting with an investor who has a technology background and preferably a sports network. We're waiting for our IP feature to launch in Q1 of next year to determine the actual amount. We're also open to listening to guidance and advisors into how much is actually required. We run very lean. If you see $34,000 is extremely cheap to build this kind of platform. So we are looking for advice and guidance.
Why are you the right person to build this company successfully?
Because I'm a failed athlete myself, and also I don't think that you can find any team that can build such a platform that can support concurrency and technology and AI technology at such a low cost. I don't think anyone can do that.
Hello, everybody. I'm from 8 Arrows. I'm the CMO of 8 Arrows. We're located in West Palm Beach. 8 Arrows is a mobile strategy company. It's a complete platform, including a mobile app and a back end for any kind of business or enterprise that has a front-end retail or any kind of store. So one of the things that's behind 8 Arrows is what we call AI-powered personalization. Effectively, this is basically an ability for a store, a restaurant, or bar, or spa to be able to really improve their customer interaction. So why haven't stores adopted AI and have a mobile app that's effective? Most don't have one. There are many reasons, but one of the things is thinking that they'll reduce their staff. The platform that's been developed, AI, actually helps improve the relationship. A bunch of technologies have been developed since 2013. This company's only been formed recently, but this is the 5th year of the development of this technology with specialties like QR codes that take you to special parts of their table and also integrations with Postmates. But it's really all about data, this company, and getting data and using that for AI. That's what it's really about. As far as the overall 8 arrows, it's basically taking a bunch of what you'd usually hire a consulting company for and turning it into a real product. It's an enormous marketplace. In fact, every time you go into a retail store, you think about, have they served you last time? Do they have your information? It's a complete wide open blue ocean field, actually, if you think about it. It's not really been tackled. How do we get to our customers? Really, 2 ways. B2B, direct, selling to customers direct. We've had a tremendous amount of acceptance in the market for people we talk to, B2B, but also really through reseller model. These are the people involved in 8 Arrows. We have a lot of interesting people, a lot of interesting experience in our company. This platform, like I said, was developed over the last 5 years. It's now going to market. It's already done thousands of orders. It's now something that we're going to take originally from the restaurant business into a variety of other businesses like spas and anywhere there's a multi-location company.
Thank you, Daniel. The time is up.
Yep.
Round of applause for Daniel, and let's have some questions from the investors.
Any questions?
So talk a little bit more about the use cases. So what do people, how does it work? Give me like a story from your actual customer, what they buy you for, and what do they do with your product?
I would say the number one thing right now is loyalty. And having the ability for the customer and having the customer come back again for repeat customers. Most restaurants and salons and spas want to have a higher level of interpersonalization. So for instance, the ability to order while sitting at, one of the customers orders while they let the customers order while they're sitting outside of the pool. They can come in with their own phone, they can order on their own and have it delivered to that table with a QR code in that case. So the use cases are more about helping those businesses get the personalization and use of technology that's not in the market today, really.
And how does it create loyalty? Can the restaurant then continue to market to that user?
Well, think about it. It's a mobile app, so you have push notification and segmentation. But really, we say AI is the real core behind this technology, where one of the people was testing it and telling me that they had ordered a certain beer last time, and it actually knew a different kind of beer that was similar to the kind of beer they like. That's really the kinds of things that are built into the platform. Okay, any other questions?
So you're going the mobile app route. From a strategy perspective, did you decide not to pursue, say, integrating with either menu automation or payment processing or inventory management or some other major software platform?
And this is one of the interesting things. Right now, it's more a test case with many different companies, right?
Sorry.
Hello, everyone. My name is Krinzman. I'm the CEO of COFLOW LLC. I'm also a full professor at the University of Miami. So the business and technology I will present today is a vertical takeoff aircraft, a cargo aircraft, powered complete by electric battery using COFLOW jet. So the purpose is to accommodate the e-commerce growth, and which will transport a large amount of goods from large hub to small cities and warehouse. Our solution is a vertical takeoff and landing, complete powered by battery without using airport, so can land any place in the parking lot or roof of top. You probably noticed that there's a big movement for urban transportation, but our aircraft is actually larger than that. The key technology we are developing is that we might embed a micro compressor inside the airfoil and suck in small amount of air from near trailing edge and eject near leading edge. This tremendously changed the performance. This is one example. How did we do that? And we are funded by DARPA and NASA. This is a recent wind tunnel testing. You can see this comparison, lift versus drag. On the right is the conventional airfoil, and our COFLOW airfoil is on the left, which has much higher lift and also generate thrust. So, and we can go 70 degrees without being stalled. It's like owl when they're praying. So also very quiet. And the lift coefficient is more than theoretical limit. We got a 10.6 lift coefficient. So our product, first one is a electric VTOL, and with a payload of 1.5 ton and range of 300 miles. This is the largest payload and the longest range in the world using power by battery. The operating cost is about 30% lower. We already got 2 patents approved, and we have more than 10 pending. We are looking for money to make the phase 1 prototype flight test. So by year 3, we'll have unmanned prototype. Year 5, we'll have a manned prototype. So this is our team, and on the left is myself, and we have a full team member, and Daro is a retired Boeing technical fellow. Renee is actually also in the audience. So now is a movie. I want to show the concept, please. You can see that we do not like conventional. We don't rotate the vertical propeller completely vertical. We use a wing generate majority of the lift. So it's much, much more efficient than all the VTOL technology now. So we definitely don't need an airport. We can land any place. And this is just our start. Our goal is to transform whole aviation industry from small aircraft, from subsonic to transonic. So we already
Thank you very
received.
much.
Okay.
That time's up there. I didn't want to interrupt that animation. Dr. Shah, that's brilliant. Questions for Dr. Shah?
Hello. So assuming you can raise the money to get the prototype built, is the business model that you want to license the technology to other companies?
Yes, that's our major way to make profit.
Have you already been in touch with any companies that you might have in mind, or is this kind of been undercover?
We already start talking with the companies, and the customer could be very big, from commercial to military.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I was going to ask a question the same line is, given that you seem to have some proprietary developments around the wing technology and better lift, why even build the prototype and try to build a new airplane rather than just license the technology to existing aviation companies to use it and just get a licensing fee back?
We already proved the technology in wind tunnel testing, but we still want to build the whole system to demonstrate, including the control system. So the wing is like CPU of a computer, which we showed it works, but we need to build the whole computer. So in our case, it's the whole airplane to demonstrate.
Have you applied for an SBIR Phase 1 grant yet?
Not yet. We are still mostly from university. So, and the DARPA grant is also from university. We just licensed, I'm the inventor, but I got the license from the university for exclusive license.
That would be a very promising program to get it financed through that program.
We definitely want to, but SBIR, the amount is still a little too small. We are looking for a bigger one.
Today is a special honor for me because honestly, my presence on this stage is highly unlikely. For that, I remember when I wanted to end my life in sophomore year college. You see, I was constantly picked on by my peers and professors so bad that I wanted to end it all. Every morning, my peers used to read group poetry and rap cipher every single morning. When I pushed to input my words, they ostracized me. Where's his spirit? He don't have no rhythm. So I sat alone in that cafeteria every other morning. So I created a platform so that anyone at any time would never have to sing alone again. My name is Hakeem Muhammad, and the problem today is that over 45 million Americans have these brilliant musical chimes and rhymes that pop into their heads or written on paper that are often forgotten. Musical ideas that could be that one-hit song of their lifetime. I believe that we can solve this when we face the music with Loudhouse. See, Loudhouse is an application that puts the power of a studio in the palm of your hands, where users are able to record their spontaneous ideas directly onto the device for their followers and fans to create a musical masterpiece.
Man, I can't think of anything.
Don't worry about that. Just loud house it.
What's supposed to be a musical Snapchat?
Watch this. Never stop. Never, never, never stop.
Wait. I got something. Hold on.
Go ahead and add on your idea.
AOT. Let's get it. Don't you see I'll never stop till I reach the top, combustible creativity. Nod your head if you feeling me, spearhead in market, game change competition. Oh, that's the mission, whoa, that's the mission, oh.
Now, our target audience is 14 million Americans between the ages of 18 to 29. But of course, understanding the market also means understanding competition. And we understand that SoundCloud is our top competitor. However, SoundCloud.com only lets users upload completed songs. Loudhouse's core innovation is that our listeners become creators, to now contributing their talents, to now enjoy music that we've all created together. Because music is much more than just listening. It is about creating, sharing, and bringing people together from all over the world. And with a special way to combine musical ideas, Loudhouse will put a new perspective on how music is created in American culture and beyond. This is Loudhouse. Be prepared to face the music. Time.
I think you can agree we saved the best for last.
Oh, yes. You're hired.
Thank you, Hakeem.
You are hired. I want you to come coach some of our portfolio companies.
I want you to come and work for me.
I get them first. So where are you in the process here? Maybe just tell us a little bit about where you are in the life cycle of your company.
Yes, even though we are still in the startup phase, but in the startup phase, we believe in being very, very bootstrapped, where I went to over 50 different pitch competitions just for the feedback, and if there's any prize money with it, we put it directly towards the company. So far, we did a beta test in Pennsylvania State University. The whole graduating class loved it, but it crashed. So we're just pretty much in that stick it to the wall and see what, throw it to the wall and see what sticks phase.
And what would you want as a outcome for this conference?
The outcome of this conference is that I'm always looking for feedback. I hope there was some feedback sheets that they gave the judges. That helps me improve my pitch. But most importantly, I'm looking to sit down and have coffee with one of you guys to show me how to get to the very next level. Mentorship is the best thing for it.
I quickly saw a slide with a lot of universities. So are you testing at various ones right now? Is that the go-to-market strategy?
Absolutely. I'm glad you caught that. See, that's actually my regional rollout strategy, where we introduce Loudhouse to musical schools and academies to introduce the concept to them to see how it would stick according to our target market. All right. Oh, we got one.
So just quickly, what's your revenue model and how do you plan to monetize it?
I'm glad you asked. My revenue model that we're currently looking for is that we're startup right now, but right now we're looking to do a yearly subscription, $42.95 a year. That's practically about, I think, $5 or $6 a month. By doing that subscription, you get to sign up for Loudhouse Premier. The next one is also competing with, collaborating with small to medium companies to do a marketing strategy with creative talents on our platform.